But as you guys know, every year I do a birthday kind of like makeup. So this year I'm gonna do something very simple. Actually, I'm kind of like in a rush, like always, but I need to get my day started. I actually started my day really late today, which is not a surprise, honestly. But if you guys are interested in watching my birthday glam and my birthday outfit, keep on watching. So I've already moisturized and primed my face, and I'm gonna start with my foundation. I'm gonna do my typical face routine that I always do. Nothing really has changed. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. You guys know I love this stuff, and yeah, my brother is actually waiting for me because we're gonna go have lunch, and he's probably gonna be so pissed because I'm taking so long. But I thought, like, if I don't get ready right now and talk to you guys, I won't do it, later in the day today, because my mom wants to take me to dinner, and this is kind of going to be like my makeup of the day. So I'm planning to wear this makeup out all day, and this is not gonna be the outfit I'm wearing. I just threw this top because I don't want to be getting ready in my regular t-shirt. But for those of you who have been here, I'm gonna link down all my birthday glams, because I get ready with you guys every year as I turn years, and it is insane to me to say that I'm 30. I don't know, I think it's crazy. I always tell you guys, like, I go back to the days where I used to say that my mom was 30, and now I am 30. So I'm literally kind of freaking out a little bit over the number. But the only thing that like has me a little bit calm is the fact that, like, I feel like I look pretty good for being 30, and I don't know, that's, I guess, what keeps me going, because I feel like most 30-year-olds don't look like this. And even though it has been a hell of a struggle and it takes a lot of dedication, I'm still pushing towards having my body goals and everything, and it hasn't been easy for me to achieve any of that, and it has definitely not been given to me. I feel like I've worked so hard for the past, I want to say right now I'm like in day 103 of my journey, and I feel like I've worked the hardest in the past, I want to say 20 days. And I know some of you follow me on Snapchat, and I was getting a lot of questions. I'm sorry, by the way, I used the Tarte concealer, and then I'm using the Coty Airspun loose powder, but I have a little Laura Mercier puff in it, just because I have very small amounts of this powder. This is literally all I have left, and I need to use like a little puff or something, because I feel like it doesn't, work as well if I don't. So going back to my Snapchat story, I was telling you guys that I injured my arm. I want to say probably like around, I don't know, what would it be, like 20-30 days. I injured my arm, and I got a forearm sprain and tendonitis, which, if you've never had tendonitis before, it is freaking painful. It's something that I don't wish upon anyone. It is the most, I honestly, like, the pain I felt when my arm was injured, I kind of felt like my arm was broken. And for that whole day, I cried like I've never cried before, because I was in so much pain, you guys. I'm using the peach palette, by the way. I'm gonna do like a very simple eye. That's why I'm kind of like not telling you guys what I'm using, but the pain I felt when I hurt my arm, honestly, I have never I'm not a big crybaby. I want to say like have a big tolerance to pain, but the pain I felt with when I injured my arm, I don't think I've ever felt something like that. I don't know if you guys have ever been injured from your arms or something like that, but it is the worst. I couldn't even pick up my phone. I couldn't text. Shit, I couldn't even do my makeup. Now that I realize it, that's how bad my injury was. Like, I feel like sometimes I put up this front that I'm such like a strong person and that I don't believe in pain. But that time when I injured my arm, it was the most painful shit ever. Mind you guys, I've been through labor, so I know I kind of feel like I have a big pain tolerance, but when I injured my arm, I felt like I had never experienced pain in my life until that time. And it was a very hard feeling. I was using a sling because I couldn't move my arm. Right now, if you guys were to look at my arm, like it still looks slightly bent from here. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like it looks, maybe because I know it's there and I feel some restraint on my arm, but I honestly still feel like something is wrong with my arm. The doctors though say that my arm is fine, you know, that I don't have a strong injury or anything. So that's the only reason why I'm like, okay, I don't know then what it is that I'm feeling, but I definitely feel some type of pain, you know. But the doctors said that it wasn't broken. I had to wear a sling. I probably think that I wore a sling for like 2 weeks until like it literally pissed me the fuck off and I threw it away because I felt like the more I wore it, the less I could move my arm. And mind you guys, like I'm not saying like slings are bad or anything, but I'm such an independent person that I felt like it was a big strain. And I want to say like that is like the toughest shit I had to go through this in this past year. Everything else, I feel like for once, you know, in my lifetime, everything is going so smooth and, you know, I'm just having a good life so far. And that was the only thing that I felt like, damn, like, why is this happening to me, you know? And I want to think that it was kind of like a sign for me to like take it a little bit slow on myself, because once I started working out, I was like on 0 rest days. And I mean, there's nothing bad with that. It's just that the more addicted you get to like working out, the less you prioritize the important things. And I guess like life was trying to like set me like a lesson for me to not forget, you know, those important things. And I feel like that has been like the biggest lesson for me this year. You know, me turning 30 is like just don't forget, you know, all that you've struggled from, where you came from and how far along you've come from. And like I was saying in my previous video, like sometimes I might seem like I put up this front that like nothing affects me, but there are things that get to me as well. And there's times in my life where I felt like I shouldn't be online, you know. I felt like there was no purpose behind me doing these videos, but I really enjoy them. That's the reason why I did not quit doing them. But I did think about it. Like there was a time in my life where I did think like maybe I should stop doing YouTube videos, because I felt like that was like honestly like not my purpose. Now I feel like I just needed to derive my energy somewhere else, and that's when fitness, you know, came into my life. And right now, like I've never been like a pusher that like tries to make people do things, and I respect people's boundaries a lot. So now that, you know, I'm super into like my own fitness, I really take it really seriously. I feel like I'm very dedicated, and there are a lot of times where I'm not available, and that's where like the don't forget the important things in life comes from. Because I feel like when I injured my arm, it was like God telling me like, don't forget about all those people who have been there for you, you know, through good and bad, and through sickness, literally through sickness and health, and people who have been praying for you, who have been worried about you, who have been like day ones. And I feel like that was like what I needed to go through. Like my arm injury was what I needed to go through in order for me to really sit down and appreciate everything that was going on in my life, and everybody that I have in my life. Not everything. I'm gonna use my Marc Jacobs bronzer just to kind of warm the face. And so I became a little bit more aware of, you know, a lot of things that I wasn't doing, and a lot of things that maybe went by unnoticed. And I felt so bad because I was like, I know I'm better than this. I know I'm a good friend. And at times, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my schedule gets in between, and I try to be the best version of myself that I can, and I try to be the best friend that I can, and always be like, you know, updated with my friends and stuff, and not neglect them as much, you know. And I feel like my injury was like my biggest test, you know, for me to be like, are you still making sure that your friends are well taken care of? Are you still making sure that your family is well taken care of? And not that I was neglecting my family, but, you know, I still needed to prioritize my family a little bit more, just because they are my everything. So I was like, I need to slow down a little bit. And honestly, ever since I slowed down a little bit, I feel a little bit more put together, a little bit more planned. I feel like I still lack a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not there for everybody, but that's okay too, you know, because I can't split myself in pieces. I guess like 2019 and my 30th year birthday was like the biggest lesson for me to be like, don't stress over the shit that you can change, and change whatever is in your power to change, but accept those things that you can't and will not change, because it's just not up to you. So I feel that growth in me, and I'm proud of myself. I feel like I've steered away from so much like negativity. I've also stayed away from being negative to others, and just in general, like not spreading negativity at all, not promoting it, not, you know, supporting that at all. And I honestly feel proud of myself. I feel like part of me has grown. Like, it might sound really, really cheesy, but I feel like I have grown, and in a good way. Like, there's times where people might say like, oh, I've grown, but, you know, then people are still in the same like space, and I don't feel that I'm in the same space. I'm gonna use my Tarte Amazonian Clay Parte blush. At times it can seem a little dark for somebody to say like, you know, like, I feel like I'm genuinely happy, and I don't mean it like in a vain way, or I don't mean it like, oh, because I have this and that and this and that. Like, I don't mean it in a material way, but for the past, I want to say for the past 100 and so days, I felt the happiest that I have ever felt. I feel so blessed. I feel so thankful. I feel so grateful. I feel like my priorities have like gone to the most important parts that need to be my priority. And I don't know, like, I just can't help but feel happy and blessed, you know, for that, for my change. And I guess sometimes that's where a lot of like my confidence comes from, because I feel like I have grown as a person, even though, you know, I'm still human and sometimes I'm out of line, or I say a little bit too much or speak a little bit too much on topics that I shouldn't. Maybe just keep to myself, you know, but I've always been like a strong supporter of just expressing yourself and never staying with what bothers you, you know. And at times maybe that's not, you know, so good, you know, but it only takes you like making the mistake in order for you to learn. And I feel like this year has been growth, learning from my mistakes, accepting myself, loving others, to love those who hate me and who spread nothing but hate towards me. And at the end of the day, like, I feel like that is the hardest thing to do, because when somebody gives you so much negativity, it's just so hard to love them back. But that is something that I'm still working on, and I'm gonna use my Bisú delineador, and I'm still working on that. I'm not gonna tell you guys, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, you know, I'm peaches and cream, because that would probably be a lie. But I am aiming in towards like not focusing so much on the hate anymore, and not focusing my energy on things that are not worth it, rather than putting my creativity and my good energy towards things that make me happy. And I've been learning more about myself as I give myself that space and I give myself that me time. I feel like I am even learning things that I didn't even know about me, things that genuinely make me happy, and things that I enjoy doing, like working out. A lot of people find working out like very like vain and very narcissist, but I feel like working out can be that, but it can also be therapeutic for some people. Like for myself, I feel like when I work out, like, I focus on loving myself, because every day and every second and every minute that I spend there, I feel like I'm changing. And I don't know, like, working out has opened my eyes into seeing what a strong and wonderful person I am. And like I said, I don't like to get all dark and shit, but like sometimes you or I like tend to forget that I'm a wonderful person too, and that I deserve like a lot of love and a lot of care. And then sometimes I also forget that I deserve good ass friends, and that I deserve to be happy and give myself the advantage to be myself but not hurt others in my way, you know? And I feel like that is a journey that I needed to learn and to go through by myself, because a lot of times when we're trying to make ourselves happy, we end up hurting others that were not meant to be hurt. And I genuinely like feel so sorry, even if people I've hurt in the past like still hate me for that and they want nothing to do with me, that's fine. I just feel like I am so sorry, and I wish there was a way to know when we're gonna do wrong and when we're gonna hurt others, so that we just wouldn't do it. But sometimes that option is not available, and we end up hurting those closest to us, and it sucks, and it's part of learning in life. But you know, I wish it didn't happen. I wish people didn't have to hurt for people to realize and learn, you know, from the mistakes, and for people to mature. But it happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst of us. And I just want to say, like, this is more like for me, for my own personal like record, and because I know eventually one day I'll look back into this video and I just want to tell myself that I'm a wonderful person. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to pretend anything. And when I'm sad, I don't have to pretend that I'm happy. And when I'm happy, I don't have to hurt anyone, and I don't have to say anything hurtful, you know, just because I'm happy. Maybe some people are not happy, and maybe it's not okay to parade yourself when people are going through shit, you know. And if you're me watching this in the future, I just want to tell you that you're a wonderful person, and that I'm so proud of you because you've accomplished things that people said you never would. And just know that in the future, it's okay to be amazing, but just, you know, don't hurt anyone on the way, because you don't want to be regretful of anything. I was gonna use this lipstick, but I think I'm gonna go in with One Wish. And all I have to say to myself is, be you, be amazing. Show that side that nobody knows of you, you know? And hopefully one day the world would have that same mentality. I also want to say to myself that I've done mistakes in the past, but that's not who I am anymore. That's not who you are anymore. You shouldn't feel accountable for those things, because you're not there no more. You've grown. You're stronger. You're wiser. You're more appreciative of things. And I honestly feel so damn proud of you, because you've accomplished changing and you've grown into being the kind person you always were, the caring person that you always were. Don't ever change that again. Don't be scared to be yourself. Don't be scared for others to see that you care, because sometimes it only takes a little bit of kindness for the world to change. Or maybe it takes a little bit of kindness for you to change, and then the rest will just fall in place. It's okay to make mistakes. Just don't make them again. Be strong for those who need you, and those who need you will be strong for you. And if they're not, just know that it's okay. You'll always be that amazing person I know, because you are me, and I know you. And I just want to thank you guys. Sorry that I got so freaking deep, but I just want to thank you guys so much for the support, the love, and everything you guys have showed me in the past year. Even if it's just been by being by my side and showing me that I could grow and become this person that I am now. Thank you, and until next time, I will see you guys in my next video.